Hey, good afternoon, my friends. Welcome to our last live broadcast for today. Now, last night we had our first session of boot camp, and this is going to be a very, very special boot camp. It's going to literally provide more information than we had in the previous 5 months of boot camp. So let me just start from the basics. With billions of people to talk to, 1,600,000,000 people on LinkedIn, 300 billion people on Facebook. All you need is a profile on either social network, and you can be talking to people every single day. Now, the reason why most people don't succeed in building their business on a social network, Facebook, LinkedIn, or for that matter, they don't succeed anywhere, is because they're saying the wrong things to people. And that's why you get terrible results. If you say the right things, you get the right results. On the other hand, if you're talking to the wrong people, no matter what you say, it's a waste of time. And so in this boot camp, and for the rest of the summer, for the next 90 days, we are going to focus on how to pick the right people, say the right things, so that you can close more sales. So there are three things, three steps to becoming successful in anything. One, get mentored by someone who has already achieved the results that you want. Second, find out the exact steps you need to take. And three, take immediate action. Now, last night we started boot camp, and we covered the first part, which is all about creating your profile, putting you out there, so that you are irresistible to the people that you're talking to. So, like I said, last night, we did create your page. The next three sessions of boot camp is all about talking, all about conversations. It's all about talking to people. So you have to put yourself out there. Okay? We're in the process of updating our profile guide, and we have a new scripts book with Chat GPT. Only it's not Chat GPT, it's Max GPT. Let me just. So we still have three sessions left. It's all about talking to people. When I started working with Will Zanders in 2022 in November, he was number 5 in his company. 6 months later, he was number 2. Today, he's number 1 because he's talking to the right people, and everything that I taught him, everything that I'm going to teach you duplicates. So let me pop over here. Let me come over here on LinkedIn. Okay, so let me bring up Les. Hey, good afternoon, Les.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back. I see you were in, I think, in October or November boot camp last year.
Right.
Okay, and according to my notes, you were building the Transact card.
Caved on me.
I'm sorry, what?
And it caved in on me.
Yeah, it did. You know, is that the first experience you have with network marketing?
Pretty much.
Okay. Um, Bad choice, right? In fact, one of the things about it, well, we don't have to, it was it was a risk, it was a gamble. But I had a couple of coaching students that wanted to jump in it, and I cautioned them against it for one reason. And that reason was you couldn't make any money. It was all about getting into something that was going to launch. And when it launched, you could make money. But until
Right.
it launched, you don't make any money.
Right.
Okay. I am all about helping all of you make money. I'm not talking about making money next year. I'm talking about making money next month. In fact, and this has never happened before, I actually had a coaching student that was building a Melaleuca business. I teach people in a lot of companies. And she bought into the hoop of the Transact card. And she says she wanted me to, initially when I agreed to coach her, she was going to be building a Melaleuca business. That she come, our first session, she says, I decided to do the Transact card. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. Why? Because when I coach people, I expect you to learn how to talk to enough people, make enough sales so that you literally cover your coaching fees in 3 months, 4 months. Sometimes it takes people longer, depending upon the compensation plan. But today, it's easier than ever before to build a business. You just need to be talking to the right people. So she was kind of adamant that she wanted to do the Transact card. And I've never done this before. I gave her money back. Said, anyway, uh, the people that created that collected over $50 million. They basically shut down, I think it was maybe 2 months ago. They went from Transact card to something else. Bottom line, it's history. And for you, Les, it's a learning experience. Experience of what you get when you don't get what you want. So
Yes, it is.
Okay. And so chalk it up for experience and you can move forward. So you got 385 connections on LinkedIn. So are you selling? Have you figured on what you're going to sell next? Or are you still looking?
I've joined with Michael Price on that total freedom for you.
Okay. Okay. Michael's a good guy. And all right. So okay, so that's his Kingdom Freedom Academy.
Originally, yeah, that's what got me into the total freedom for you.
Okay. Now let's come down here. I remember you. I got to tell you something. I don't remember how I remember all these things, but I remember the fact that you were a chaplain. Now, what have you been doing since 2008?
Well, I actually I kind of retired out of the chaplaincy there and actually been driving a school bus and looking for something online to generate a larger amount of income.
Okay. Okay. Now, what did you do before you did this?
Train thoroughbred racehorses.
I'm sorry, what did you do?
Train thoroughbred racehorses.
Really? And how long did you do that?
12 years.
Okay. That needs to be on your profile. You see,
Okay.
what you want to do is you want to make yourself irresistible to the people that you want to talk to who you know in advance would be interested in what you're doing. The more you have in common with people, the more open and interested they're going to be in talking to you.
Okay.
So if you put down here, so you were a horse trainer and basically self-employed, or were you working for somebody?
Self-employed.
Okay. So this is kind of where the fun starts. Because what you want to do is we want to create the name of a business that for your horse training business. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
God, years ago, and I'm talking about when I was 30 years old, I went out on a date and there was back then when you go to the movies, they used to have these little mini sub movies between, before the regular movie played.
Right.
And so there was a movie about this fella who actually he did Mount Rushmore. But before he did Mount Rushmore, he used to do horse statues. You go down to New Orleans, and there's probably about 25 or 30 different generals on horses. He was an equestrian sculptor. And
Before they started removing them.
yeah, really. They're coming back. So in any event, after the movie, we go out and getting something to eat. And she said, and she says to me, "What's an equestrian?" And I couldn't believe. I said, anyway, she was beautiful, not the brightest person in the world, but anyway. So the next day, I'm having lunch with some coworkers, and I said, "Listen, I had a date last night with a girl, and I can't believe she didn't know what an equestrian was." And I was having lunch with 4 people and none of them knew. Okay. So, I mean, I felt really bad. But when I started to do what I'm doing now, I was working with, in fact, it was 2010. It was when LinkedIn had 90 million people. And I was working with a fellow who had a business and he was looking for horse people. So you could go, I showed him, I said, you go up here, type in the word horse. Go over here, people. You got 395,000 people that are in one way or the other have something to do with horses. And you go up here. So if we did a horse trainer, you got 26,000. You go up here, type in equestrian, you got another 66,000. So that's 461,000 people in the horse world that he could be talking to. And we did a boot camp, and then after boot camp, he jumped in, he wanted to work with me one-on-one. And that was a lot of fun. 6 months later, his horse business was on fire. He reconnected with me 5 years ago because he had another business. And we started working together again. He wanted to get into the CBD business. And he wanted to go back to the people in his horse business. And so I helped him. We created some strategies and some scripts. The success rate that he had was outrageous. He was getting something like a 55% response rate. And I found out, maybe a year later, that he sold the business for $3 million off of broadcasting it and
Wow.
promoting it to people. So it's all about connecting with people. In fact, in December, he sent me a message. He says, my wife always gave me a hard time about the fact that I was jumping into your program, but she's happily eating her words because he connected with somebody that had a list of something like 80,000 horse people. And if the initial thing went well, he had another list of 150,000. So the lesson there is, again, it's all about talking to people who know a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying that horse trainers would be a good prospect for your business, but if we came up here and we did a search, looking for opportunities, you got 2,300,000. If we put horse trainer up here, got 460 horse trainers that are looking for something else. A better category for you a better category for you would be chaplains. And so the reason that you want horse trainer on here is it's congruent. Here you're a chaplain for the racetrack chaplaincy of America. So where'd that come from? Well, you were a horse trainer. So it tells your story. Now, we could say that, currently, you're driving a bus and you could be looking for people that drive buses that are looking for ways to make some extra income. But let's go to chaplains. You got 134,000 chaplains. And let's go. Looking for opportunity, chaplain. You got 5. Let's do looking for opportunities. You got 848. But the truth is that most chaplains, without posting that they're looking for an opportunity, most chaplains would welcome a way to make some money on the side. In fact, some of them would be interested in getting into something where their congregation
Right.
could make money.
Can I add something there?
Yeah, sure.
As a chaplain, I've done a lot of funerals, and I was thinking about this local funeral home here, cemetery, and I know the director of the cemetery, and I thought that would be a good avenue for me.
In what respect?
Signing up the funeral homes and cemeteries
Okay. So
with the IA or AI. I'm sorry.
no. Okay. But what benefit would someone that owned a funeral home benefit from getting into your business?
Just like any business, you'd be able to keep track of all the personnel under you, all the sites in the cemetery itself, all the people that's coming in. Be a good way to answer questions for them and keep track of everything that's going on in the whole area, just like a normal business would.
And how would what you're doing help them do that?
If I'm in total freedom, that's what we do is sell AI to businesses
Interesting.
with Michael Price.
I'm working with Michael on my chat GPT.
Yeah, I've seen that and it's awesome.
And it'll be interesting to see. how that works out. So, okay. So explain to me, so what are you selling?
Bots, AI bots
Okay.
as a package.
All right. What does it cost?
Someone buying it is $997
Okay. And what's okay, and what's the benefit?
to them.
Yeah, why? Because remember, there's a lot of people already out there selling bots. All right. So,
Yes.
so the question is, if I own a funeral home, what do I need a bot for?
Why does any business need one?
Right. What does it do?
Why do you need one?
Well, first of all, I love what's happening with this chat GPT and these chats in general. The problem that I see with everyone I've looked at is, and I haven't looked at Michael's, but I haven't seen any for people that are specifically interested in network marketing that have decent or effective chatbots. If I go over here, for example, LinkedIn is making a big deal out of their AI. And so if I go over here on LinkedIn and I go over to my network, now this was an example that I used this morning. So I just accepted this person. She reached out to me, wanted to connect with me. So I accepted her. So naturally, the thing that I'd want to do is I'd want to message her. And so they're getting into the chat world. And these are terrible. So I could write, they're saying, hey, it's great connecting with you. How have you been? And this is somebody I don't know. She sent me a connection request. I'm accepting her. And how have you been is a dumb question. It's not authentic. Why would I want to know how has she been? I might want to know what does she do? And there's nothing on her profile that says anything. She's a chief executive officer, self-employed. There's nothing here. And yet they're suggesting have you been? Well, that doesn't make any sense. So, well, they can help me write one. Now, you need premium service. This isn't part of the free deal. So introduce yourself. I hope your week is going well. I came across your profile and noticed that we both connected with Paul. Well, number one, she sent me a connection request. So I came across your profile. Doesn't make sense. And the fact that she knows Paul and I know Paul doesn't mean anything. I have no idea who
Right.
Paul is. And then she says, I'm impressed by the work you did at Self-Employed. Thank you for considering chatting to learn more. Doesn't make any sense at all. And so all of these, when you turn around and you compare LinkedIn's artificial intelligence, and I've looked at all of them.
Uh-huh.
I've looked at all of them. You know, Eric Worre is involved with one. I looked at what they're doing. And that's why I came up with my own, because my scripts have been proven to work over the years. And what all of you are going to be able to do is use them to make sales, to build your business, but you have to be talking to the right people.
Right.
If you're saying the wrong things to people, like this one here, the first question I would want, what I would say to her, and it's in, would be, hey, you know, it's my icebreaker script. Donna, it's nice to be connected with you. So forget theirs. That's GPT. Because she sent me the friend request. It's very nice to connect with you on LinkedIn. While in the process of expanding my network of like-minded professionals, I've recently made many wonderful and amazing new friends. So how long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? This is a response that is genuine, that you could ask anybody. And the beautiful part about it is you end your message with a question which controls the conversation, period.
Right.
You move the thing along. The next question you'd really want to know, what does she do? It's not clear. That's the primary question that you want to know about anybody, to decide, is this somebody that you want to talk to? So looking at her profile, we can see she doesn't really know how to use LinkedIn effectively, but she's got 500 connections. Now, sometimes what you could do is, if you go over and look at her connections, president, owner, entrepreneur, and investor, entrepreneur. So she's connecting to a lot of people that are all entrepreneurs. So connecting to her is going to connect you to hundreds of people. Now, whether they are prospects for your business as well remains to be seen. But you can go back on LinkedIn and you could reach out and talk to anybody. So it comes down to this. Okay, when you sell that $900 system, what do you make?
Well, there's two ways to go about it. I could make the whole thing, or I could get a sales rep and split it with him.
Okay, so when you say you make the whole thing, so if you sell a $900 deal, you can keep it all?
Plus a $90 a month residual.
Okay. And then, so you bring somebody into the business as your salesperson. You're building a team. And when they go out and sell
Right.
a $900 deal, what do you make?
500
Really?
or 495.
Okay. So, and what do they make?
500
Okay.
plus $25 a month.
Okay. So if you bring somebody into the business, they're selling a $900 package, 400 rolls up to you. They keep 500. So when does it happen that they start making the 900?
As soon as I make the sale. Or say that again.
Okay. You bring somebody in, you sell it. You sell it, you make $900.
Plus
Now,
$90 a month.
okay. So the person that you sold it to,
It's going to be a sales rep for me.
right? In other words, they could either use it, you're getting customers, or you're looking for a business partner, somebody that's going to go out and sell it. So when they sell it, they
It's
make,
$500 since he sells it plus $25 a month.
okay. So
I keep 500.
I got you. So if you can show them how, here's the bottom line. Sales is a numbers game. I don't care. I don't care what you're selling. Okay. I don't care what they sell.
Uh-huh.
But if you could sell, it's all numbers. So if you're talking to 20 people a day, Monday through Friday, it's 100 people. And you're talking to the right people and you're following my scripts, which focus on the other person. Okay. Then you should be able to close at least 2 people. In our June boot camp, our goal is to help everybody make 5 sales before the end of the month. Okay. So you make 2 sales a week. So you personally, 900 times 2 is $1,800 a week. If you just did that. So $1,800 a week times 4 weeks. Well, that's $7,200 in 1 month. $7,200 in 1 month. If you did it 3 months in a row, would be $21,000. So again, you have to be talking to the right people. But if you're talking to the right people, people that clearly could see the benefit, I'm not sure whether funeral people would be the ones, but your project 1 script would be, I'm launching a project to help work with 2 people on LinkedIn, become top earners in my company, and make $21,000 in the next 90 days. And when you say that to somebody, they're going to be open to looking at what it is. By the same token, well, actually, this is what you stand to make, $21,000 in 90 days. Now, the person that you're bringing into the business can go out and again sell 2 a week, and they're going to make $500, which would be 1,000 times 4 weeks, $4,000 times 3 months, $12,000. So you're looking for somebody in sales, somebody that has, and they could be selling anything. It doesn't matter. So what I'm saying making sense?
Yes.
Hey, the difference is you couldn't do that with the Transact card.
Right.
Okay. And
Yep.
it just boggled my mind that so many people, bought into that, especially, trying to sell it. You couldn't sell it to somebody that was looking for a job or someone that didn't have any money because they needed to make money this week.
Right.
So it's all about having conversations with the right people. But before you do that, you've got to dress up your profile. Okay, you need to put yourself out there so that when people look at you, and I like the picture, and I like the cover. No, I like the picture. I don't like the cover.
Okay.
So, I mean, this really needs to be, so we start down here. Now, this part here. I was a chaplain in the racetrack chaplaincy of America for 20 years, serving the horse racing industry. But I was not covered by any type of retirement. Okay, now, when you're trying to connect with people and trying to sell them something, you want to position yourself as someone. Remember, to be successful in network marketing requires three things. One, you have to be passionate about the products or the service and the company that you're working with. Passionate to the point you tell people about it even if you weren't getting paid. Second, you need to be working with somebody that's successful in the business that can help you sell it, help you build a team. And third, you have to have good online tools so that everybody that you bring into the business can use the tools. Three things. With those three things, you could literally sell anything. I want to bring up now, everybody has a story. Everybody's got a story. Now, when I started working with Dan, when we started working together, was building, he had this franchise, a cleaning service, and they use drones. And he signed up with one of the top earners in Melaleuca. His name was Jason Fisher. A young guy, very popular. If you're going to work with somebody, he'd be the kind of guy you'd want to work with. So he jumped into my coaching program because he wanted to go fast. So our first two sessions were great. We got him up, we got him running. He was having a blast with it, and then something terrible happened. Jason dies. Shook up the company. But more important than that, what happened was he was an orphan. He didn't have anybody to work with. So he lost his enthusiasm for building a Melaleuca business. And we'd already had two sessions. So he came back to me and he said, listen, can you help me get customers for my cleaning business? I said, Dan, I can help you get customers for any business. So we dived into what his potential was. We started working together. Now, when we started working together, he was struggling financially. In fact, he couldn't afford to put tires on his car. Within the first year, he made $2 million. Let me see if I can find his comments here. Hey, Dan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Look, I've heard from a lot of students in the last 2 or 3 days. Last time we spoke, you would use the training that you got from me to expand your franchise business. And I think you said that, now they kind of brought you and made you partner.
Yeah, they have actually, Max. Through using your system, one of the things that happened for me is that I learned how to contact people on LinkedIn. And some of those contacts became so powerful that I was able to close a major account with Verizon Wireless that we signed a contract for $20 million. That is to clean cell phone towers. But since then, we've also made contact with people that manage the municipal water towers and water treatment facilities. And in doing so, I mean, it has blown up my business. And it's like I said before, I never would have known how to contact people on LinkedIn. I never would have known to even use LinkedIn for that sort of thing if it hadn't been that I came across you through somebody when I was in networking. I was in network marketing. And I know a lot of people use it for network marketing, but it can be for anything. Just learning how to contact people is the biggest thing. It has been so powerful. It's just unbelievable that last year I was struggling financially. And then by the end of the year and this year, I will make over $2 million. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's like unbelievable. It's actually one of those things that was like, it's like one of those things I wasn't sure I believed it until it happened.
Now, for those of you that are thinking, you can't do this. You can't. When you're talking to the right people, you can't. My job is to show you what's possible on LinkedIn. And a lot of the strategies that we've come up with over the years are thanks to the people in boot camp, people that I worked with in coaching, because I never would have come up with those topics. The company that he was working with that sold him the franchise ended up coming back. They made him a partner. Where are you getting all of these customers? And then about, I think, 3 months later, he called in with an update.
What's going on, Max?
The big question is, what's going on with you? Okay, that was, let me see if I can find the second one. Yeah, Sheila, can you hear me?
I can, Max.
Okay. Okay, I've got these things mislabeled. I'll try one more. And I have to tell you, I love when former students come back. So we're broadcasting it right here. So I want to open this up, and I'm going to bring up Dan. And everybody's got a story. Dan has an amazing one. I just want to.
Hi, Max.
Hey, Dan, it's nice to see you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing is the question.
Living the dream life. That's all I can say. It's amazing. It's amazing. Beyond amazing. My business has exploded and we're just growing in leaps and bounds. We've got our biggest problem is getting enough people and equipment. And as you know, I use your principles outside of network marketing, but they're awesome in any walk of life.
I remember last year you made the comment that you were struggling financially to where you couldn't even put tires on your car.
That's true. That's true. And now we have 5 work vehicles, 5 drones. We in the process of buying another one, and we buy everything with cash.
What advice would you give anybody that was listening to you? And
I would say, it's all a numbers game, but at the same time, the numbers can be slanted in your favor. And that's what I think your process did for me, was slanted the numbers in my favor. I learned who to contact and how to contact the right people. And so and I was building a network marketing company, and I stopped just because I got kind of sideswiped when my sponsor died. And Jason was, I mean, just a great guy, and it just kind of really set me back. But I was also using these in my personal business, and it just started taking off because of the contacts I was making. I was making local contacts and just started, I mean, it's taken off. I mean, we just signed on to clean over 1,000 Pizza Huts. We are cleaning water towers and just things that I never would have imagined. And just the way it's all happened was really just because of making contacts, just expanding my network, contacting people in my area and contacting people outside of my area with the companies and the people I wanted to work with, and learning who those people were and how to message them. That was the thing that, knowing who to talk to is 1/4 of the bat. I mean, I think it's about 1/4 of it. It's knowing how to talk to people. That's the hardest part. Knowing what to say and knowing how to get that conversation going and keeping it going, and to the point where to be able to say, okay, not right now for this person. They're focused on other things, but just knowing, I've had people that I talked to, and I realized that, the conversation wasn't going where I wanted it to, and it was a not right now. But you know what? We've come back and talked to those people again, and just in keeping up with little messages like, how's, happy birthday. And I've had people just say, oh, hey, yeah, thank you. And you know what? I want to talk to you. I'm keeping up. And those little things matter, and building that relationship. Relationships have meant everything.
Yeah, it's all about relationships. Let me ask you, what was the biggest thing that you got from me when we were working in my coaching program?
How to talk to people.
That's right.
To talk to people. Being able to and responding in a timely manner, but not being like a vulture and not being on top of people. I still get messages every day from vultures. People that make me feel like they're vultures. And I know they're just trying to build their business, but they shoot me messages, blind messages, about telling me all about their business and how great it is and how much I could earn and all that stuff. And they don't even, and that's the very first message they send me. And you know what? I usually block them because, to me, they're just, they're not out there talking to people to work with people. For them, it's just, they just want the money. And I've learned, help enough other people get what they want, and you get everything you could ever want.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so true. It is the most truest thing I've ever heard. And I didn't know it at the time because it was all about me. Because I need was my issue. I need. I was in a need and not in a helping other people. It was all about me and what I need.
Well, that's understandable when, you need tires on your car and you can't afford it. But again, just making that little shift in your mindset, knowing that you're going to feel the need. It's coming.
Exactly.
It's coming.
I was just going to say that last time I talked to you, I figured we'd do $250,000. We're going to surpass $2 million this year. That's a humongous jump. And we can't keep up.
Well, I'm glad I played a small part in it.
You know what? I got a couple sales guys coming online soon, and I've been talking to them, talking to my partners about just saying, look, I know what your camp's about, and I know that it's, what it's tailored to, but I'm thinking about sending them through your program just so that they learn how to talk to people the right way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, what I was going to say is, how many salespeople are you bringing on?
Well,
That's what it's all about. It's all about. Now, how did he get 1,000 Pizza Huts? He connected with 2 franchise owners that each own 500 Pizza Huts. It's all about who you meet. It's all about who you know. It's all about conversation. What it's all about. Now, I will be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock for an Ask Max session. Folks, if you haven't registered for boot camp yet, I strongly urge you to do it, because for the next 3 sessions, we're going to be focusing on conversation. If you're saying the wrong things to people online, And that's why you're not getting results. If you say the right things to the right people, you'll get results. My chat GPT, my AI, if you will, is going to literally revolutionize the industry, because the AI stuff that I see out there is not going to help. It's not going to help. Not going to happen. So I will be back, like I said, at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Until next time, best luck. By the way, for those of you that are interested in my coaching program, write to support@maxsteingart.com and put coaching in the headline, and someone in my office will be in touch. Until next time, best of luck in building your business, and God bless.
Nice.